bringing Gator Nation a different Gator great every episode.
This is Jabar Gaffney. You're listening to the All for the Gators podcast.
Hey, I'm Earl Everett. You're not a Gator, you're Gator bait.
This is Bo Carroll.
Hey, I'm Rita Anthony.
This is Kewan Ratliff, and you are listening to All for the Gators podcast.
This is Ceatric Facing, a.k.a. C4.
This is Brandon James.
This is Jack Jackson. Go Gators.
Hi, this is your boy Jeremy Mincy, a.k.a. Mr. Mintz, and we were the All for the Gators podcast.
This is Ben Trooper. You listening to the All for the Gators podcast.
Hey guys, this is Jarvis Moss. Go Gators.
You rocking with Lito Shepherd, and we're All for the Gators podcast, man. Top notch.
This is Chris Doring, and you're listening to the All for the Gators podcast.
And now, your Gator alumni hosts, John, Andy, and Sid.
Oh, he's getting the ring.
There. There it goes.
Oh, look at that.
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet.
Beautiful.
Wow. Is it heavy?
Yeah, a little bit. Got a little weight to it.
All right.
Yeah, and then they gave me this here.
Oh, and you got the medallion.
Oh,
nice.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
That's the old school F. That's
right.
like original Gators.
All right, let's put Jabar on hold and let's do our intro. Sid, what were you saying before we started recording?
I said we should have Andy bring it in with his triumphant return after his little hiatus.
Glad to be back with you, fine gentlemen.
Our duo is a trio again. Welcome back, Andy. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back.
Nice.
It is good to be back.
I was just going to say, can you do a Vinny Barbarino or no?
I don't remember. I haven't seen it in a long time.
You guys sang too much when I wasn't on. We got to nip that.
We did. There was some saying.
Yeah.
Reel it in.
Yep.
Andy's the buttoned up one of the crew, and we just get off the tracks.
I missed a couple good ones, though, for sure.
You did?
The guests were great.
You did?
They were great. You guys were all right, but the guests were great.
Agreed. The guests pulled their weight. Us, not so much. That's okay, though.
Hey, this show's going to be just as good, fellas.
Sure it is.
All right.
It's like our first special episode.
Ooh, special.
In honor of Jabar Gaffney being inducted into the UF Athletics Hall of Fame 2023, sir.
Friend of the show.
And we're going to celebrate.
One of my favorites.
We had a great episode with Jabar Gaffney. He was on episode number 3.
Yep.
Number 3. When we set out to do this podcast, right, it was one goal of ours to set a brand for the show, right? And it was Gator Greats. Set us apart from all other shows. Every episode, different Gator great, their stories, career achievements, life experiences. And we came out, what's the phrase? Came out of the box running? What is it?
We did.
Came out of the block.
I don't know if that's the expression, but I agree.
Out of the block. Not a box. Out of the block.
Guns blazing.
Chris Rainey would be very upset at me right now. He was our first guest.
Yes.
Then we had Doring. And then it was insane. We had Jabar Gaffney as our third guest on our third episode.
Yeah.
Our producer's doing something right. Good job.
Yeah, I mean, I think you hit it on the head. We've said it before on the show, right? Guys like Chris Doring and Jabar Gaffney early. I mean, those guys, I think, gave us some, credibility early on.
Sure.
Not that we deserve any. We don't deserve any credibility. I can assure you of that.
Certainly not at that point.
But we will take it because I think so. I mean, those guys, those are big names.
That's like landing a big recruit. Then everybody else wants to come to the party too. So we came hot out of the gate.
Yeah, whether or not it was credibility with listeners or just other guests, right? When I'm sure when John was doing his thing, saying, "Hey, we've had Jabar on, we've had Doring, we've had Rainey," that adds up.
Sure, absolutely, and the likes of Carlos Alvarez and Riedel and Ike, Wes Chandler, Chris Collinsworth, Doring. Willie Jack, Ricky Natil. These are all receivers in the UF Athletics Hall of Fame. And now our boy, Jabar Gaffney, is right along with them. We're going to celebrate. We're going to talk to him tonight. And
well, enough of this. Let's hear straight from the Hall of Famer already. No more of us. Bring him in, John.
Ladies and gentlemen, your newest member of the UF Athletics Hall of Fame, class of 2023, Mr. Jabar Gaffney.
All right. Welcome, Mr. Hall of Famer.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Welcome back.
Yeah, you did our third episode ever. So thank you for that. That was insane. And it was a great episode. And to have you back and do a Hall of Fame special for you and celebrate you and your accomplishment and your induction, man. I'm just so excited. And thank you for doing this.
Oh, yeah. Thanks for having me back. Ready to have some more fun.
Oh, yeah.
You just got inducted a couple days ago. They had the ceremony at the Swamp, right?
Yep.
You posted on Facebook, and I'm going to read it real quick. Hall of Fame 2023, God is the best. 5 of us have played at UF, and I'm the first Gaffney to make it in. Well, we know your uncle was the first black quarterback for the Gators in the 70s. Who were the other Gaffneys that played for UF?
Well, the quarterback, that was my uncle. My dad was Derek. He was a receiver. And then I had my uncles Warren, who was a defensive back, and my uncle Johnny. He was a receiver as well.
Okay.
I know a member of your family, too. My daughter is now in high school, and we're tall. And when we were doing the orientation, a guy comes running over to us all excited. He's like, do you play basketball? And I was wearing a Gator shirt, and he says his name's Coach Gaffney. I'm like Jabar Gaffney? He says, that's my nephew. So my daughter actually never went out for the team. She's more of an artist. But I met your Uncle Bruce, who is a teacher here in Wellington, Florida. Seemed like a really nice guy. And he wanted my girl to play hoops for him, but that never worked out.
Oh, cool. Yeah, we're everywhere.
So back to the ceremony, Jabar. How was it? Did you have a lot of friends and family there? Tell us about it.
Oh yeah, it was tons of fun. Had a lot of family there. Had a few friends show up, and got to see the old ball coach. He was there, and Jeremy Foley. He was there in attendance as well, and as well as the other inductees. Man, it was a great atmosphere, fun time for sure.
Do any of the former players come back for that kind of thing, like the Heisman, or is it just kind of the group that's getting inducted?
Pretty much the group that's getting inducted, yeah. And but it was homecoming weekend, so a lot of guys were in town.
Very
gotcha.
Cool.
Yeah, I could see it getting pretty crowded with all the other inductees from previous years.
Right.
Where was Rex?
I don't know what Rex was, man. I wish Rex would have been in town.
Man, nobody can get a hold of that guy.
Rex is doing Rex things, being sexy Rexy.
How did you get notified that you were going in?
Coach Spurrier gave me a call and told me.
So that's Andy Jabar. He has no digital footprint on social media whatsoever. Because if he had, he would know that there was an official video of Coach Spurrier and Jabar with Spurrier letting him know that he was going to be inducted, and it was pretty awesome.
Yeah, that was cool.
Jabar, I have been honored to tell you and inform you that you have been selected to the University of Florida Athletic Hall of Fame. You're going into the class this year, the 2023 class. I told him, I said, we've had some great receivers here at Florida. Jabar Gaffney's right there with the best of them, no question.
Oh, man, thank you so much, Coach. Thank you so much.
Very deserving, my man.
You put us in the right positions. You put us in the right positions and coached us up right, and it made it a whole lot easier once we got out there on Saturdays.
Yeah. Well, we practiced. People don't realize how well we practiced.
Right.
Repetition is how you do it on game day. And then you have confidence, and you just go do it and have fun doing it.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
So anyway, I just wanted to be the guy to present it to you. And if I don't see you before, I look forward to seeing you that night, okay?
I'm looking forward to it.
Well, I got to bring that up, for the other non-social media people out there. We got listeners like me out there,
So when they gave you the call and told you were getting inducted, how much did they attribute to you being on our show and our push to get you into the Hall of Fame as being a crucial part of this?
Man, I had to give you guys a lot of that credit, man. Right after that, it wasn't too much longer after that I got the call.
That's right.
It wasn't. That was crazy. Yeah, we did. We did. We had a whole conversation about why is he not in, and we definitely talked about it. We made our case, and
Jabar's a man of his word. He said when he got in, he'd come back in and tell us all about it. Here he is.
Well, definitely. Here we are, man. Yeah. Here we are.
So, Jabar, talking about your former teammates, who were some of the guys you were closest to? I would think maybe Riche and some of the others. I know some guys you played with at UF. You played with a bunch of them in New England. So who are some of the guys you were closer to?
I was close, probably closest with Riche and Taylor.
Yeah.
And Kelvin Kite. Yeah, Keywan, Ratliff, Gus Scott, Andre Davis, and Alex Brown, Thomas Moody. That was our little crew. Bam Hartman and Mike Natil.
Yeah, we just had Mike on.
Yeah, Mike was one of my roommates.
Here's what Kelvin had to say.
Big congratulations to my boy Jabar Gaffney on being inducted into the University of Florida Football Hall of Fame. It's your boy Kelvin Kite. Again, man, big congratulations. Well deserved. You earned it. Way to go, Jabo.
Nice.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, okay.
Well deserved major love.
Has everybody been calling you?
Oh yeah, I've been getting tons of calls and texts, and people been hitting me up on social media and all that stuff, man. Been showing major love. I really appreciate it from everybody.
Randolph. Hey, Jab Judah, my boy, my dog. Hey, congratulations on being inducted into the Florida Gators Hall of Fame, man. Something they can never take away from you, my boy. Love you.
Yeah.
That was Chad Jackson.
Oh, Chad. Yeah, that's Chad.
Big Swole.
Definitely, yeah. That's my boy there, man. Chad.
So when you're back at UF and you're redshirted, did you have any idea? I mean, I know you knew you were good, but did you have any idea that you were going to have the Gator career that you had and go on to the NFL for a decade?
I had that was my dream and my goal. That whole year I redshirted, man, it was just like it lit a fire in me because that was the first time like I had been starting and playing, and then I had to come and I couldn't play, and my only time to shine was in practice, and so I just took that time to try to make the defense look silly during practice. Whoever I was trying to be that week, running the scout team, impersonating the other team, and me and Rex got to get on the same accord that same year, which helped us that following season.
I remember the crazy stats that John covered in the intro the first time we talked to you. Including only player in school history to have back-to-back 1,000-yard seasons. But I didn't realize you were the last player to have a 1,000-yard season.
Oh
wow,
yeah,
I didn't either. Very interesting.
That was in the write-up on the Gator website for the Hall of Fame, and it was like I was like, wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
And then there was some other interesting ones on there too. That you ranked first in 100-yard games with 15.
Yeah.
And consecutive 100-yard games with 6. I know we talked about some of the other ones with the touchdowns and yards, but I didn't know you had 1,500-yard games and then 6 consecutive 100-yard games. We were talking at the beginning of the show about our memories of you, and that was one of the ones that I just remember. Every game you seemed to go off.
Yeah, it was fun. It seemed like every game I was in that end zone, and if I didn't get in the end zone, I had to make up for it the next week and score 2 or 3.
Well, you better be a Hall of Famer with all that numbers.
Yeah, it better be. So it was a matter of time.
Andy, let me tell you, because you didn't see it, the Gators football social media posted like a highlight reel of Jabar. And, all the plays that we saw, all the big plays, and Rex just putting it there for him. And half of them, he's running the slant and he catches it and he burns everybody, and the other half, which I didn't realize how many times Rex just put it. You weren't even open, and Rex just put it there, and Jabar went and got it. I mean, a lot of times.
Yeah, a bunch of times, and that came from that red shirt year, man. When how you just throw it up to me. That was what we used to do on the scout team. That the year we red shirted, and he grew that confidence in me and vice versa. That he knew if he threw it up that I was gonna fight for it. If I was going to come down with it, or if I didn't, the defense definitely wouldn't.
It's all the more impressive, these statistics that Andy was rattling off there, because it seems like, imagine if you didn't leave early. You would be all over the record books.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think about that all the time, too. I was like, man, for just one more year. I wanted one more year, too.
Do you have like the fewest games played out of everybody in the Hall of Fame? I mean, like on a per game basis, who could stack up better than you? What you've put there?
Yeah, nobody. It's that's still a NCAA record. The 27 touchdowns throughout the freshman and sophomore campaign. Nobody's beat that.
Good luck. That's going to sit for a while.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah,
Jabar was SEC Freshman of the Year.
Yeah, National Freshman of the Year, 27 touchdowns. That still stands. I wish they would have counted the bowl games because I really had 29.
Oh.
And 2 of them ain't counted.
So you were all SEC, first team all SEC both years you played. You were all American both years. But your last year in 2001, you weren't just all American, right? So if you're all American, all these media outlets that have a vote, you either fall into, first team, second team, third team all American. You have a consensus all American. Jabar was a unanimous All-American. Do you know what that means? Every single outlet that has a vote voted him first team All-American.
That's amazing.
And there were only, at the time, 4. He was the 4th Gator that was a unanimous All-American. There's been 8 total now.
Wow.
But at the time when Jabar was playing, he was only the 4th one ever.
You can't get people to agree on anything. There was no disagreement. Nope, not a single receiver better than him. That is amazing.
Yeah, that was cool. That was cool.
Did you ever see a receiver when you were playing in college or NFL that you thought, yeah, okay, that guy's might be better than me a little bit?
Nah.
Or just as good? Nah, not one?
Oh. still have it. But that was just me. I didn't see myself second fiddle to nobody on the field, my team or anybody else's team.
That's the correct answer.
Yeah, I had to step out there knowing that I was the man and I was gonna go pull through for my team.
We talked a little bit in other shows about the Swamp Kings episodes, and it was interesting to us about the footage that they had back when you were playing. Did they have kind of cameras around when you guys were working out and practicing? Is there a chance for a Swamp Kings of the Spurrier era we might see?
Ooh, I would so watch that.
Man, I wish they would have had some cameras around back then. That would have been good. That would have been really good.
What's a story, Jabar? Give us a story that would be on your era of Swamp Kings that we would all be like, wow, we didn't know
the
that.
Same as them. It was just like them, pretty much. I mean, we were intense, man, and we were always together. That was the big thing with us, man. We were like family. If you seen one of us, you seen all 70 of us. However many of us was on the team. We were a close knit group, and man, we always worked super hard and pushed each other in the weight room. Shoot out there in the streets, running 2 miles, and in the stadiums running Gator Mountains. I mean, we pushed each other to not quit and to be the best, because I mean that's what we were there for. We were there to win a national championship, so we weren't there to take no shortcuts.
So talking about the Spurrier era a little bit, some of the things we've learned doing this show is we've talked to a lot of guys that were from that era. Fortunately, we've had a lot of good guests on with us, but we've heard some interesting stories. So I got a couple that I got to ask you about. So the first, any recruiting stories? Any recruiting stories with Coach Spurrier? We've heard some interesting ones of in-home visits or calls. Anything with you with Coach Spurrier?
Nah. Well, with me, Bubba Spurrier Jr., he was recruiting me, so I did most of my interacting with him and Coach Dixon, and I didn't really talk to Spurrier until actually I had just came back from Pittsburgh, and I had just told Pittsburgh that I was going to commit to them, and I don't know if it got to Spurrier or something, but as soon as I got home that night, Spurrier called me with that little Spurrier accent, and hey Jabar, we want to be a Gator, man. And I said, all right, Coach, I'm coming. I forgot that whole conversation I had just had with Pittsburgh.
Well, with all your family going there, they had to know that they had you.
He knew it. He knew it, and he called me himself, man. It just wasn't nothing like hearing that voice, man. I mean, he was the man of that decade, of that era.
Well, that goes to my second question. I was going to say about the impressions, because we've had a lot of great impressions from some players with some crazy comments he used to make.
That was strong. Jabar did good.
That was good. That was good. Did he ever anything where you were like scratching your head, like, did he just say that to me?
I guess when he tried to get us to listen to that "I Hope You Dance" song by what was her name, Leanne Womack. Oh, yeah. Yeah, he brought that to our attention after we had lost to Mississippi State that 2000 season, where we came back and we were in the meeting room thinking that we finna get in trouble. We just knew we were finna have to go run an extra set of Gator Mountains or run the whole stadium or something. And Coach came in there saying, "We need to dance. y'all are too stiff out there. Y'all need to dance." And he put on Leanne Womack, "I Hope You Dance."
Country song? That's like a wedding song.
Yeah, country song.
Oh, man.
Song. No real get your hype song. He just put on that, and that was like one of the funniest things he ever pulled out.
How about Coach Dixon's pregame speech for the Georgia game? I think.
Oh, yeah. Zach Sedalis told us a funny story about that with the clank of the chain. Do you remember that?
Oh man, it gets better with Coach Dixon. All you had to do is show up every Wednesday, and he put on a little song, and he was out there. He would dance before every practice. a little hump day for him, man. Yeah, he'll put on the music on the loudspeaker, and he'll get out there and he'll put on a show for us.
Nice.
That's awesome.
So when you're at UF, where are you guys hanging out in Gainesville?
We was at Purple Porpoise a lot.
Oh yeah,
sure.
Yeah, that was our main spot, and then the theater.
Okay,
sure.
Yeah, I used to love the theater.
A lot of nights in the Porpoise too.
Yeah,
Oh, definitely.
Feet sticking to the floor and everything.
Exactly. Yeah, a lot of fun times in there.
I have some questions about the jewelry. So obviously you have quite the collection now. We got SEC championships, you got your Super Bowl ring.
Nice.
How does this compare? I mean, what do you have a favorite one, and which one fits right when it just puts in? It's like that's where it belongs. What has the nicest fit to your hand of all your championship rings?
He's got a Super Bowl ring. I don't remember that.
I got the AFC championship ring.
AFC champion. He made it to the Super Bowl.
Okay.
He made it to the Super Bowl.
But yeah, this Hall of Fame ring, man, probably my favorite one.
Nice.
Yeah, I like this one, man, because that's what I went there. I went there to break records and to be special, and I left everything I had on that field, and to be rewarded back with this, it means a lot to me.
Well, that one's special, only specific just to you. All your others, your teammates got it with you. Obviously, your teammates played a part in you getting here, but this is definitely recognizing your individual achievement. So I imagine that probably does carry a little more weight.
Yeah, most definitely means I did a little something on the field, I guess.
Most definitely.
Yeah, I caught a touchdown or two.
We try to keep everything positive on this show, but I got to ask you, it's 2023, right? Your last year at UF was 01, arguably the greatest receiver to play there. If we go pound for pound in your 2 years, if you played 4, it wouldn't even be close.
Yeah,
you just needed
close.
1 more to get all the records. 2 more, you would have just blew the roof off.
Yeah.
So 20 years, how does it feel? Does it even matter? I mean, you're in now. Does it even matter? How does that make you feel?
It makes me feel good. I mean, it was a little bit discouraging at times, and just to finally get that weight off, that little weight off my shoulders, it feels good, and it's no animosity. I mean, I'm in there now. I still would like to get in that whole little Ring of Honor, get my whole name up there in that stadium. I think I earned that part there. So
there you go. That's next.
That's next.
Yeah, that was next. And getting that SEC Hall of Fame and all that stuff there, man. I know this was holding everything up, and I was seeing everybody like getting in that stuff, and I'm like, man, I think I did all right. I think I should be right along with all those guys, but I mean, here we go. I mean, we're here now, so.
Who's the first person you told when you found out?
Good question.
Oh, I called my mom.
Gotta let mom know.
Always mom.
Yeah, I had to let mom know. She's been waiting for it as long as I've been waiting for it.
So what's the induction day like? Is there, a whole day with it, or kind of what's that like for an inductee?
Yeah, it's a whole day. So you get they put us up at the Hyatt place downtown, and we go there, and then they sent the driver over. They sent the little driver, and they took us over to the stadium, and that's where the event was. And we went in through, I think, the north end zone, and we were kind of in there, and they gave us little gifts or whatnot, and was taking pictures, and then they escorted us down to the field and had like the little reception area, little drinks and all that stuff. It was set up real nice, and little dinner, and then they called us all up there one by one and ran off a set of questions, and we just responded to it all, and then we got out of there.
So did you have an official speech, Hall of Fame speech?
Yeah, so it wasn't an official speech. They changed that format from giving a speech to just like a little Q&A setup. So it was like they had a guy on stage, and he was just rambling off a couple questions, like 10 questions each person, and we just answered and responded back to kind of keep from everybody getting up there and having to give a long speech. And
did somebody intro you with your stats and stuff?
They just did a general. They just showed a brief little video, and then the guy that did that hosted it called us on up to the stage.
What a great concept, having it in the stadium like that, where the place of so much of your success, to kind of have it there. That very appropriate. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that was really cool. I wasn't really expecting it to be on the field, and so that made it even extra more special for me. I mean, no, it's special for everybody, but being on the football field, like where I played at when I was there, that made it cool.
What could be more appropriate than that? Yeah, that's great.
So you mentioned your mom. If you had an official speech to give, would you have thanked her? Who in your family would you have thanked?
My mom, she was definitely my number one supporter. Her and my sister growing up, and I would have to give thanks to my dad and my uncles. They all took me from when I was young and just wanting to go outside and play, and started making me train and made me into the player that I was when I got there. So I mean, I would have to thank all those, and then thank my coaches throughout the years. University of Florida, Coach Dixon, Coach Spurrier. I thank the athletic director Jeremy Foley. These guys, they kept me there and gave me chances at University of Florida, and that's the reason why I was able to have the chance to be able to get into the Athletic Hall of Fame, because they believed in me and let me be a Gator.
It's a good thing you weren't discouraged by having to spend time in the Jets locker room.
Right.
I had to, Sid. Sorry.
I'm not allowed to comment.
Right. Yeah, I had a lot of great guys around me too. All my whole receiving corps that was there. I mean, shoot, pretty much everybody that was on the team, man, they all pushed me, and all was a part of my success there.
So now, how do we get you into the College Football Hall of Fame? That's the next one.
That's the next one. We got this here now, so I mean, everything was being here. I couldn't get into nothing else because I wasn't in my University Hall of Fame. But so now that I'm in the SEC Hall of Fame and that College Football Hall of Fame.
Yeah. So do you know how the mechanisms of that work? Is it a similar process where every year there's more people nominated and it gets whittled down to a smaller list? And is there anything besides coming on our show and telling everybody out there who might be hearing this that Jabar Gaffney belongs in the College Football Hall of Fame? Is there anything that could be done, anything that our listeners can do to drive support and make this happen sooner, so we can have you back on to talk about your next induction?
Right, exactly, man. Anybody listening, I hope somebody that is listening from the SEC or NCAA board, man. My numbers speak for themselves. I don't have to really brag on myself, but I mean, I did what a lot of people still haven't done to this day.
Yeah,
yep, absolutely.
One of my favorite posts you did, which you're talking about, or one thing you're probably talking about that I saw, more touchdowns than games played.
Yeah,
that's ridiculous.
Yeah, that one there, for example.
Dude, that's going hard right there.
That's like Cy Young in the record books. That's like, who's going to get 500 wins? You got to pitch for 70 years. Who's going to get more touchdowns than games played? That just can't happen.
Right. It can't happen. I ain't seen nobody do it yet. And I see there's a lot of guys that's in the Hall of Fame that ain't did it. So I think my name should be up there with them.
Yeah. Absolutely. Pack your bags for Atlanta. It's coming. The ceremony is right around the corner.
Yeah, I'm ready for it. I'm ready.
So you mentioned Riche, and you guys were, at UF, and then you played at New England together too, right?
Yep.
It was you, Riche, Chad Jackson, Kelvin Kite.
Mm-hmm.
Was there anybody else? Am I missing somebody?
It was us.
It was crazy.
It was us four receivers there at the same time. Can't remember if it was somebody else on defense or not. I know it was us four for sure.
Yeah. But so what was that like playing in the pros as compared to playing, at UF with those guys?
It was pretty much the same, except for we didn't have to go to class. Yeah, I mean, because we were all like tight. I mean, we were boys. We were together all the time. So once we got to New England together, I mean, it was just like no time had passed, and we were just back at it together again and pushing each other to try to all make the team and to go out there and try to win.
Did you hear from Tom Brady congratulating you on your induction?
I haven't heard from him. I haven't heard from him yet.
All right. Well, on behalf of him, congratulations again.
I appreciate it.
Yeah. Hold on. I'm going to play his audio right now. No, right? Do you have a moment at UF that you remember or that you cherish? Is there a specific play that's special to you for some reason that we may not know? Or
I say, yeah, that Tennessee was pretty. That Tennessee probably was probably everything to me. I mean, that there started
Apex Mountain.
That started the whole thing, the whole trend, man, and it just got me going and put me in my own. But more so because it not because of that, because I got suspended because I celebrated too hard and After that touchdown, I did the little throat slashing thing, and so I had to sit out that next week, the first half, and then I ended up coming in, and then I was just remember, man, I said once I get back in this field, I'm not coming back off, and I was able to come in. I ended up being the leading receiver in that Kentucky game after only playing a half, and then after that it was. I think we went to Mississippi State and I had 3 touchdowns, came back LSU, 3 touchdowns, and it was on. So
see, that's the thing with talking to a Hall of Famer is you did it so much and so often you were desensitized to how big and special a lot of those plays were, because you were just doing it week after week.
Right.
Yeah, like ho-hum, 3 touchdowns this game, 3 touchdowns that game. There's some guys who played 4 years and didn't get 3 touchdowns cumulatively. You're doing this weekly.
Right. Right.
That's what makes you a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, that's something to do with it.
UF Athletics Hall of Famer, class of 2023, Jabar Gaffney. Do you have a favorite or a couple favorites of wide receivers that you're now, team members with in that UF Hall of Fame?
When I was growing up, my favorite Florida receiver was Jack Jackson.
Friend of the show.
Yeah, Jack. Yeah, that was my favorite receiver, and then Ike and Riedel and Nequez, though that little trio.
Pretty good trio.
I like them.
Who's next on Jabar Gaffney's list that needs to get into the UF Hall of Fame? That's not an obvious shoe-in.
Yeah.
Who's someone that you think really deserves to be in that's kind of maybe getting overlooked like you were for a little while?
Good question.
Man, there's so many great players out there. It'd be hard to kind of pencil one down. But I mean, I'm kind of biased because I played with the guy, and I think he was a hell of a player, especially that 2001 season with and Riche.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if he had all the qualifications to get into it, but I mean, he was a hell of a player, and it took going back and looking at some of our games and some of our highlights and be like, man, that boy used to do some nice things out on that field.
Yeah.
And you guys complimented each other so nicely too.
Yeah, we did, man. He was good.
My favorite receiver tandem since Duper Clayton.
Oh.
I
don't have a qualifier. That is my favorite receiver tandem there.
Yeah, and I didn't realize that our trio had blown that trio out of the water statistically.
Did
we didn't get the ring, but our numbers were better than theirs. So I would love for my brother to be in there.
Did you stay close to Riche?
Yeah, he probably is the one that I stayed the closest with. And then, I mean, we obviously we played in New England together as well. But throughout the whole NFL process, man, we talked pretty much week in, week out.
Do you keep in touch with his brother?
Yeah, keep in touch with Bubba every now and then. Make sure to see how he's doing.
How'd the news about Riche, how'd you take that?
That one was tough. That was real tough.
Yeah.
Still ain't really came to grips with that because they still haven't even found out who took his life. And I mean, because I've been over there a bunch of times. Like I've been like right there in the same spot where he was gunned down. And I don't know. I was just thank the Lord I wasn't over there that night. Man, it just sucked when I got the call that morning because me and him were supposed to go hang out.
Oh, man.
Wow. Yeah.
Do you sort of dedicate some of this to him? Part of this achievement of yours?
Oh, yeah, every bit. I mean, it was 10-17. It was 10-17. He was on the other side.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I know he would have been right there. If he was here, he would have definitely showed up.
Well, let's lighten the mood a little bit. What kind of food did they serve at this thing? At the Hall of Fame induction? What are we talking here? Steaks? Prime rib?
Yeah, a little prime rib, some chicken, rice, and all the good veggies, all the good greens.
They're bringing some Shannon Snell barbecue.
Then bring in the Shannon Snell barbecue.
Those are for the recruits only.
Oh, that's true.
Did we ask you what your favorite accomplishment was last show? Doesn't matter. I'll ask you again. But I'm not limited to UF. What's your favorite? What do you feel is your favorite accomplishment?
I guess it would have been reaching the Super Bowl. Growing up there, I mean, every kid dreams of playing in the Super Bowl, and it didn't go my way, but I was able to still I was able to reach that game.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I guess being in that atmosphere, that was cool. And having my son there, that was got pictures of that, so that's a moment that I never ever fade away.
Wow.
It's like that 01 Gator season. It's like I still look back at that game. I'm like, how the hell did they lose?
Man, I just literally, I watched that game, the whole entire game yesterday for the first time in a long time, and I'm like, man, how did we lose? I'm still watching it thinking that we were going to win at the end.
Yeah.
There was no way, we flew so many. I didn't realize, man, we had to settle for so many field goals that game, man. We could have put that game away early. We should have went into halftime with at least a 10-point lead. We left a lot of points on the field. They got very lucky.
If they had the playoff system in place, then we could have maybe done some damage that way.
Yeah, we definitely would have. We should have won it that year. That team was definitely solid. I would have put that team against anybody.
Where do you rank that 2001 Gator team in the history of Gator teams?
Well, I'm biased. I was on it. I still think that was the best team. I mean, we didn't. The only reason we can't say that we were the best team is because we didn't bring home the trophy. But I'll put that 2001 team against any team that's ever played at Florida, against any team that.
Isn't that what the ball coach said? I think he said that was his best team, wasn't it?
Against any, yeah. That team was strong. We should have. If we would have went to the Rose Bowl, and that's what kind of got us. I mean, everything had to fell in place for us, and we were focused on that Rose Bowl instead of taking care of Tennessee. If we were some kind of way able to get one of those old NCAA football games, and I put that 2000, I played the 2001 team. Right. I would definitely pick the 2001 team.
All right, Jabar, man, just to celebrate you and your accomplishments and the University of Florida Athletics Hall of Fame, and you're inducted now. You're a UF Hall of Famer. Now it was hard to say that you were arguably the greatest wide receiver ever, right? Because you weren't in the UF Hall of Fame, but now you are. So now we can tote that. And
makes that argument easier.
Yeah, it definitely makes it a whole lot easier now.
So, we usually end in a bit, and we're going to do some you or trivia. Are you ready for this?
This is my favorite.
All right, let's see what we got.
All right, first one. Who had a better touchdowns per game ratio for their career? You or the SEC all-time touchdown leader, Devontae Smith, who had 46 touchdowns in his career?
Wow.
I'll say me.
You did.
All right.
He had 46 touchdowns in 49 games. You had 27 in 23 games. That gives you 1.17 touchdowns per game, and he doesn't even average a touchdown a game, 0.94.
Nice.
Amazing.
All right, number two. Andy blew this one already. who had more consecutive 100-yard games, you or Riedel Anthony, who was the number 3 all-time yards leader, and you're number 2?
Me.
That's right.
Yeah, you. So you have the record with 6. So thanks,
all
Andy.
Right.
Sorry about that.
All right. Who had the most receptions for a career? You or Richet?
Ooh.
Me.
No.
Richet
had the extra year.
He had 141. Exactly. He had 141. You had 138, but he had an extra year on you.
He got me.
All right. Number 4. Who had a better yards per catch average? You or pretty Ricky Pearsall?
I don't know if Ricky's average. I'm going to say me. I know I averaged over 17.
That's right, 17.2.
Yeah, I'll be shocked. Yeah.
Slick Rick, 16.6.
There we go.
So,
wow. I'm surprised they're that close, honestly.
Yeah.
That one-hand catch got him up there.
That was some catch.
Jeez.
Yeah, that one-hander was sick, man.
Do you remember a crazy catch you made? Even any time in your career, high school, college, pros, what's the craziest catch you remember making that you can't even believe you caught it?
You get something like that, full extension one-hander?
Yeah, I've had a couple of those. I say one of the craziest ones that I got, which I couldn't believe the ball just had to happen to bounce my way, was that 2000 year we played South Carolina in the swamp. And Jesse threw me that pass down that left sideline, and it bounced off the South Carolina defender head, and then I caught it with one hand.
Oh,
and then you turned around and went about 50 yards for the touchdown.
Yeah, took it down. Yeah, that was and that was a big play during that time because that was homecoming. We were down 21-3 at that time, and we had just faked the punt on like our own 10-yard line, and then that next play, Jesse hit me for like 50 yards down the sideline, and it hit off the because he underthrew it and it bounced off. I think it was Sheldon Brown. He was the defensive.
Oh, he played for the
South
Eagles for a
Carolina.
few years. Yeah,
Yeah,
I remember him.
Yeah, it bounced off his head and came, and I caught it with one hand.
So Pearsall's capitalizing on the NIL with that catch, getting some shirts and stuff like that. I would imagine there would have been some NIL deal with the Tennessee catch.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, I need to go get some back pay, some NIL back pay.
Yes.
There would have been some fun ones on the Gator side for that.
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
sure.
a whole lot of fun. They still hear about that.
You lost some money there.
So 27 touchdowns in 2 years. Yeah, we know you got a bunch from Rex. Do you remember all the quarterbacks you caught touchdowns from at UF?
Jesse.
Jesse
and Rex. I can't remember I don't think I scored with Brock.
No? Okay. I don't know. I was just asking.
Okay. Yeah, no, I think just those two.
Oh, man. Is there anything else that you wanted to talk about? Anything else you wanted to bring up?
I think we hit on everything, man. I love my time at UF. I wish I would have been able to stay. If things would have worked out, if Coach Spurrier would have stayed, I definitely would have came back. And I know I'd be sitting, especially more now than then, because then I wasn't really thinking about the records. I was just out there playing, and I was just illiterate to the records and my place in history after everything would have been done. And if I would have really known then what I know now, man, I would have came back regardless if Coach Spurrier came back or not, and really placed my self in the history books for real.
How many touchdowns would you have caught? If you played 2 more years, how many are we talking?
That would have definitely been somewhere close to 30. I never had less than 13, so I would definitely put them numbers up, and it would have just been straight me and Rex because Riche would have been gone, so I would have had to make up the slack a little bit.
That's right. So that would have given you about almost 60 touchdown passes, and Devonta Smith holds the record with 46.
Yeah,
for the SEC.
Yeah, it would have been. That 46 would have been in trouble that next season.
That's one of those that never would have been broken.
The guy who holds the NCAA record, he went to Rice, and he had 60 touchdowns. So you would have been going for the college record, not the NCAA record, not just SEC.
Right. Yeah, I would have been going for that one. I would have been going for that. It would have been close. I would have definitely been close to that 60.
It would have been interesting to see one more year, man. One more year would have been.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, if only. I still got 2 years left.
We could still use you.
If I could find a time machine and get it in reverse a couple of years off.
You could probably still pull in 10 a year, I'm sure.
Yeah, I can go out there and pull in something. I think that what's the record up there is 31. I can go get 4 more. I know I can get 4. Yeah.
So what are you up to these days, Jabar?
These days I'm down here in Tampa just doing some training. I do a little bit of personal training and I do a little real estate stuff. So I like to keep my time free and be able to help out with the training of the youth that's trying to gain a little knowledge and get a little heads up on the competition.
Did you ever hook up with Riedel over there?
I haven't hooked up with him yet. I just realized that he was down in town. Definitely got to find him.
You two are only 2-time guests, so we like to say when you're on our show, you're a friend of our show, but I think that makes you both the best friends of our show.
Oh, yeah, man. We're the family. We're family.
Man, the newest member of the UF Athletics Hall of Fame, ladies and gentlemen, class of 2023, Jabar Gaffney. Finally. Well-deserved. About time.
Well-deserved.
Yes.
Yep.
Thank you, gentlemen. I appreciate it very much.
We look forward to having you on again when you get into your next induction to the next Hall of Fame.
Yeah, we're looking forward to it.
Yes.
Looking forward to it. We're going to speak it right on up.
We'll come to Atlanta, be there live.
Yeah, we got to come on up, man. We get there.
Do you go back to the swamp?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I was up there for the Tennessee game.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah, I was up there I went on the sideline for that one. So that was a great atmosphere. I was glad we was able to pull that one out. So I'll probably go back for that Florida State game as well.
Did you go say hi to Fulmer? Was he over there? Isn't he their AD now or something?
Right, yeah, I think he's the AD now. Yeah, I don't think he came down. I think Fulmer's scared of the Swamp now.
The Swamp was rocking that night. That's the first time. You could hear it on the TV, man. It was, and I know a couple guys that were at the game, and they said it hasn't been like that in a while. It was really rocking.
Yeah, it was. It was rocking. The Swamp was back that night for sure. And
It definitely impacted the game.
Yeah,
it definitely impacted the game.
It did. I'm hoping that Florida State game is at nighttime and that Swamp comes to life again.
Yeah, I hope so. I might take my 7-year-old to that game. We're going to be in town. My in-laws are there. We're going to be in town for Thanksgiving. And I'm thinking if I can grab a couple tickets, and I know he wants to go, so I might take him over there. That might be his first Gator game. How about that?
Oh, that'd be sweet.
Against FSU.
That'd be sweet. That'd be sweet. Got a feeling that's going to be a good one.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll get to introduce him to Jabar, right?
Oh, yeah, most definitely. Most definitely. Let's do it. Bring him on out. I'm going to come on down to it.
All right, man. Jabar, thank you so much for taking the time, man. You're so cool to do this, and it's a true honor. You know, we watched you play, big fans, diehard fans, and it's awesome to see you get this kind of acknowledgement and honor. So thank you so much for sharing, you know, the celebration with us here, that we can get this out there. And, you know, I try to keep it positive, like I said, but I'm a little upset that it didn't get as much press as I thought it deserved. I mean, when I'm Googling it, I was Googling to see if I could find like a speech or something. And I know Andy did the same.
Yep.
And we couldn't find anything, any video, but not even articles. There were articles saying who was going to be inducted right from back in March.
Right.
But there were no articles saying, hey, these former athletes were inducted. Jabar Gaffney is now in the Hall of Fame. Nothing. So I am so proud to do this show. This is the crowning moment for me and for us to say, hey, we celebrated with Jabar when he got in the Hall of Fame.
Hey, and that's why I appreciate you guys so much for that, man. It definitely means a lot, and that's why I come on here anytime with you guys and we talk about anything. Yeah, it didn't, but I mean that's how life is. I'm in though.
You are.
So
you're in.
At the end of the day, I'm in.
Yep.
And they can Google, they'll see it.
Yep. We talked to you, and then next thing you know, you're in. Maybe we helped, maybe not, but we're going to go ahead and say we helped. So you know. We're going to go ahead and say we helped.
I definitely did help. There wasn't really no movement on it before that.
There you go.
And, the listeners didn't see, but at the very beginning of this interview, we had our cameras on, and you brought over your ring, your Hall of Fame ring, and you brought over the plaque with the medallion in it. Man, it's just so awesome. So cool, man. So thanks for sharing that.
Oh, yeah, no problem, bro.
Jabar, thank you. It's been an honor, man.
Thank you. I definitely appreciate it. Anytime. Let's do it again. We're going to be doing it again.
All right, let's hook up in the swamp sometime.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, looking forward to it.
Best friend of the show, Jabar Gaffney, Hall of Famer, University of Florida.
Hall of Famer.
Well deserved.
Man,
best friend of the show.
Those stats were ridiculous.
Yeah, the video game stats, right?
Yeah, they really are. When you think about what he would have done in 4 years, I mean, holy crap.
He was basically UF's version of Bo Jackson on Tecmo Bowl. Just, get him
was.
the ball touchdown.
He was.
Think about this. I mean, I said the guy that holds the all-time college mark of 60, he played for Rice. So I don't know who Rice is playing.
Right.
Colgate, Moldy Moss, But Jabar was playing SEC defenses.
Yep.
Doing that damage.
Yeah.
So
serious defense. Yep.
Man. And then we're trying to get Will White inducted now. So hopefully we have a little bit of clout. Who knew?
Yeah.
Who knew?
Let's put it out there. Will White, 3-time All-SEC.
Who knew?
We'll just go with it, We'll just say it's us.
Yeah.
Yes.
You want to know something? I applied to be on the committee again today.
Oh, did you?
All right.
I did.
Yeah, keep
Let
trying.
us know how
in
that
case
goes.
they missed the first one.
Yeah. Let us know. Keep us posted on that.
You see, what's going to happen is all of these superstar Gator athletes are going to find out that this is a springboard into the UF Hall of Fame, and they're all going to want to come on All for the Gators podcast to plead their case to join our best friend of the show, Jabar Gaffney, in the University of Florida Hall of Fame.
Yep.
I think that's how we end the show, Sid.
All right, we got no 2 bits. That just wrapped it all up. Boop. Mic drop.
I don't know. You want to do 2 bits? We can do 2 bits. You got a 2-bit?
I got one that we didn't hear the first time, which was kind of interesting. I didn't realize he was committed to Pitt. Was going to go to Pitt.
Right.
And then Spurrier called him up. Was like, and I like how he said it, because that's exactly how Spurrier would have said it. Hey, Jabber. Hey, Jabber, what's this about you going to Pitt? Yep, I could just see it. That was great. But I had no idea. I would have thought he was Gator all the way. I had no idea. Yeah, the legacy there.
I was just gonna say, the Gaffneys are officially. I guess the Jacksons might be too. I was gonna say the first family of UF football with all the different players that they've sent out there. So that's pretty cool.
I know John's thinking hard. I could see it.
I would also like to add that I appreciate Jabar's affection for his fellow receiver, the late great Rashay Caldwell, who hopefully someday will also be recognized because what a talented duo they were. It was so much fun to watch.
Yep. You got to put him and Rex and Jabar like they did with the Dolphins with Marino and Duper and Clayton. You got to put them on each side of Rex.
That's how it should be.
I guess my 2 bits is, all the stories about the stats and everything is great, but now that he's in the UF Hall of Fame, UF Athletics Hall of Fame, now he can be considered for the NCAA football or college football Hall of Fame now. Now he can be considered for the Ring of Honor in the Swamp. Things he wouldn't be able to be considered for because he didn't have that criteria of being in the UF Athletics Hall of Fame. So now he's got it. So it's kind of exciting to sit back and see where this is going to go for our boy Jabar,
Welcome back, Andy.
Glad to be back.
This is a great episode, a special episode in dedication to Jabar Gaffney and his induction into the UF Athletics Hall of Fame class of 2023. Ladies and gentlemen, that's all you got to say. Go Gators.
Go Gators.
Go Gators.